Adeshima mamo ajo esamba makwaba ediba the 6 show so on the 2 television and 28th of August 2024 era nyame ayadum ama yede ene episode esan ebrewo abato bremu ana yewo ntino eya na modi ache say discussions no will be mainly centered on enyema ACC efa 2024 December 7th abato eya nyame adum a Ghana for de bekwako pepim so ewo my Ghana yimu nanti senia yenim no edru sabre ya amanyofo no nsem bia ombeka ama wakoma adane ama omu na wato aba ma omu no eno na ye mampani dada John Dramani Mahama o se ni ntiase ewo politics mu eno no enti ni ayeye ne se yende yadwuma ne se ye bebiebie nyema eniso ede ama omanfo sebe enye obia na enam a onimnia eko enti ye fa saa dwumadie we so ade bie nkofo ni ede man nkofo hu ete nsem a ekoso ewo Ghana ne ewiase afanda nyina sebe ya yenso yebe yeni ebeda ye ho so isane se wo politician na so no ama wate ase se edu sa abato mre mu a ne obeka bia ma nipa akoma adane ama na adwene adane ama enti central se eden you na odi wewe mu ama wa na ese uma wani eda ho na ni titiri se nipa no obegyina simpie so na woka asem a ese se wo de ko adwendwem na wo analyze na wo behu se eye bosirimu ka anase eye nibresem ena nipa no woka afutu ede bema nyina ne se amanyo kofo no wo mo ba yenti o mo wasopem na mom yemfa nko adwendwene mu mpedifo se onyaaya obeye no ye ka kire nia waye bida ntino yenhwe nipa no nipa okasa no eni ensem a oka na yenhwe yenye ahweyi papa ba isa ne se de bia me kase mistake a obeye no sima ba ku sei a ode bekwa koto ababone no ebetwe waso mfie 9 enti yebe she ne nso musumfo the flag bearer na mede dwumadie we eho chiame msama wakwa ababiom se wode wa fidie na to na 2 a obabedi the sit show hu obabedi udi we ni bedi achi na makane sa wie no eye nsem akese nsem poro nsem big na apie afri eye campaign trio no so yempanifo ebi ni nam ese John Mahama ni nam Greater Accra ene oba mi am peso aso eye trobu na eye Dr. Baumiaso ene ni team omoso omobo apro ewo other regions fair fe no no senka ye beye ni say ya obi beka seka we de enye abatwe anase etubo anase sotro bo obi e kanasem mo mami 4 years a meye say ni say Miminya 4 years as a president John Mahama mo mami no me ye say ni say enunti ena me babaji mfie 9 aka ho na maye we eye simple enye ntokwa enye adapa atwa enye atenidie enye se ye twetwe na atwetwe yi a meka ho asem yi ena eye Ghana mampani abedi akiri a oye Frankatufo de ma MPP amanyoko no Dr. His Excellency Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Baumia ni nsentwerefo hyiemu a oyeye no ye mampani dada John Mahama onya akwanya oni delegates no ebekasa na say yes delegates no electorate no bekasa na waka asem na atomutrim ensempa na atomutrim na omato abama no ode eye vice president ena na ise o twetwe no na nyenti aya na miyisa mfoni videos yi ede kire mu ne se esese ye jai that type of politics say politics of insult, politics of attack. You say propaganda, vile propaganda, vitriolic attack, character assassination, any nekeka ho. Na yeja ensemna ebeboa wo man Ghana dachi anase nkan kono yeja ede ato emwaye. Enuti ena ebibia no eya na mepese muhu nia eko. O say eya John Mahama Ghana mampeni dada o say vice president ye bisa ne question no na afede opo dodo. Now even on this particular show me put dodo, but on this particular show there are occasions make us akwese me pododo but no chese me pododo and no chese my confused ntina ebia ekoba ne sa na se wo behu se nyentia wo betema se se maye mfa sa nyema no enye ye politics no wono do mahama na no wo kan sa no he has so many of such instances and now we have so many of such instances ono so ebetumi ja che mo se wo kasa anase ebisa no question no why confused wontumi ya no nti na of your opododo but sadie we ebeboa ye body politics ya na sa nyama we edi aduane beba besi table so amayana sadie we anase nyama we ebema Ghana yenya adwuma no yebenya adwuma yenya adwuma no yebenya adwuma ya na sansem we eyade ebeti electricity so ehun nanso yenya politicians omode omofe say political platform no friend say avenue omode be keke sansem we na nkrofo asere wo opponent I mean trying to take a swipe at opponent no sometimes politics is allowed I mean we share America about omo kotuna Obama any Michelle Obama o matitibi amane Donald Trump pa na Kamala Harris no mameto me bona mekani ye mbza mekani Kamala Harris ni di no ehu wo de ba Ghana twi kasemu a ehu wan hwe a wako dandan but makani ye Kamala Harris a Democratic candidate and as a candidate Democratic Party or US no ono so otuma Donald Trump na Donald Trump so tuma no na say Donald Trump ko gina ba di ka say Kamala Harris kasa no obonidi more than 20 times na che say ade a omo battle no na say omo campaign emu ayehye wo America intino it is allowed I mean one or two you be jobs is part of the political game but to ridicule the whole thing to reduce it to like concept akoye say agodie bi na eyedi na areho because you see what we must understand in this country is that yes nobody has run away from it. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia minye sure say he has run away from it. Omanpeni his excellency or say senior Ghana teno nye sana na openwo nanso ye nyina ye nimnenti ayede akobane sa so what you say it ye can some na ye very careful how and be serious with what we are saying and yes concept no now sa stammering ni say ye pododo ya ye mampani dada wanya message bia odiko gina simpie so no moma yenkonkotie video we about John Mahama na ono twetwe Dr. Bawumia because say pododo no John Mahama stammers yenkonkohwe sa video we etiawa ne yemra
fees, academic facilitator, you pay fees, academic facilitator, academic facility, you pay fees, academic facilitator, academic facility, you pay fees, academic facilitator, you pay fees, academic facilitator, academic facility, you pay fees, academic facilitator,
meaning say ni papa ne kai no wote me analyze and no person can academic facility user fee nanka enye won say na no form ya or de wa no enye issue these things do not bring food on the table but me say me yi e dia kire because of me okogina shaman e kai he has exposed himself because okoyesa anyama where you open yourself up for people to also bring up Nyama, in some now, you are a victim on so many occasions. John Mahama, on journalists akasa, both local and foreign journalists are no interview, wakasa, bisa the question, wapododo. But those are not the issues that bring, food on our table. We are concerned with bread and butter issues. Until one would expect to say, as a former president, I will say, wo ba be di mfie na biom no. Sebe anka wo campaign no be more serious. Yes. Now, yefuwa or your interview be I think BBC or so. Now and also the person the chairman how sa in someone na all can ye John Mahama can Onuankasa, me say I have about 10 videos of John Mahama, the interviewer, or put the door into a so. And so, if a bakokra na me prepare about where me research, you know, he has been exposed by just about 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds video. He has been exposed. Young Konko here's our video no niemra.
You know how to tell when somebody is lying? If there are people who are smooth talkers, who can speak rat-tat-tat-tat-tat like machine gun, the time when they become stammerers and they start stammering, you know they are lying.
Wrong, and you know, with all due respect to you, on your watch. Well, I don't know how to put well.
You know, you see, me see me about 10 videos. Make me yidi achire mu ama achire say papa no say be nsem na no work no he had lost it. And I make him say when yes way it's not part, it shouldn't be part of the campaign because ye bold solutions are a best solve your problems as a country, as a people. If you see after countries no with digitalization, AI, artificial intelligence. Now say me one of the foreign news outlets and I say media houses. Now Ukraine for the German for amomo robot to be robot no near ye say to me hwehwea baby a bomb one near the ade na ka akose bomb no sa German. That is the level, the extent to which other countries are going, and we are here doing this. Are we serious? Are we serious? Well, the media ne say mechichi mu ede achire mu na yehu nia eko na wankasa watu hofu. Elections here yekoi nipa bebre media houses ni bebre ho no ma omo esonkofo adwunhwe omo pese omo hwe etie nsem a Ghana fo yen a yebeto aba no ye keka dia fa amanyoku no ho any our expectations ni nia asi in the past ye yusu ano ye gina no so e de agege wo mo de omho asi o se ento aba emma wo no nti interview kakra bi e course so omo ne market women e kire omo adwene e fa nsem no bebre ho yen konkotie nsem a market women for ni bi de tu dwa na yemra.
Eti ya ene manfo no bi edidi nkoma na this year election no say no be say mame na ho ya de nyame adom na hwe boko afi ya beto aba na obatu bi me de abatu amom de nyame ni konya sa meti ha America abatu de me ntubi this year on to aba aden abatu me ntubi na emom no obi nti na me nto aba me ya ma bi nti na me se me nto aba ade wa dwene ade asema mpesa mkachira na ado ne se one school education free ni mumienu wo mo ya ndisi fo no wo mo ntue sika wo mo ya MPP fo no wo mo nko de free na bede na na do hu se we ya MPP we ya ndisi obo ho won kai woni tirim etino se obedo hu obehunu school bi ebekwa mbia no no wa chamienu wa open ndisi mansa so wa open MPP mansa so eti woni ya ka se peja won sa akwa ndisi a wo betu office aka be peja wa bi nchire wo se wo baka bibi na akire wo enti wa NDC mansa so wa MPP mansa so enti NDC mansa so wi ase NDC for munti school fees MPP for munko school free adentia de mpasa mekane se de nkofo se di na nado atem mbusu ani kwa maka janza mpana cha na dawroma de wodi akodro na ye enti wonsi from no kwaji na atem se wa ye den wo mu se free ni nye free no so me de me ba nkwa bi so me de ye mame me ba nkwabi enso free no me de e ma me etina ando ya de nti o mo mbeto abande o mo ntoma MPP fo nto aso na wankasa die nti na wonto me pese me hu because said wani age bo aban ne mpanyifo abaso yi o ye yehu ana e die na esi kwan me yehu ani me nto aba enti me nto aba na wankasa said o ye yehu ani na enu ti wo so wo mato aba na wo so hwa ba bi wo ho anka wo mo banka be bo ano woni se wo ha wo mo Said I banana but you want to about this whole haba umia.
What's my haba umia? I said the judge can't say any pan to a man a woman pataka baba to a man. Son a woman pataba to a baumia.
You ever ask a pa. I was here and Obia Achelana, every much say, and they anka Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Mamma Bakasaka. Mamma, now where dear? No, pa. I feel about Tuaba. I am at Topa. 7 December, about to be Matopa. Over talking.
Matoma MPP because my mum you need Medila.
Wow.
My mum you know, Bakoko University, Baku SS, Nigga free. Mimi Jamania free Nibiango. Minya free Nibiquia, send a man on the prophet. Come office, baby. Eh? Yeah, mammy pencil, no, we are Montuma Frada, come on with their pump. I don't Tanzania to make a secondary school. Mimi ba. What about to a bamba and this no what Juma? Because I say you was short memory. Don't man what you can at the attempt that. Where the attempts in Ghana for our short memory, we have to show him that we are not short memory. Remember, they say we are for education, or yeah, Medilab or university. Second one, so wrong, so yeah, accounting. That's your Baba bank papa bill. Na for education, ba me bobo jobo ha. Me the man is can mama wako. Akoya Medilab, no akoya accountant. And your for education, where am I going to get that kind of money? Miniska.
Mahusa wukasa say ni so kwa tata.
Adukro me papa, nana do wa ya dia papa na ya dia. Enka ya sabre na enka ya se me Victoria. Me nana kola na msanko for education. Ka me kwa university akọ abo professional for yibia ansa na me wa me wu. Because papa no ya dia. O me ya mama. So I'm pleading to nana do say one man ba umia e metena so mo mo nsakira mu bia. O mo ma ba umia na mra Mr. Digital Man. Eso wa ma ya hu ne ma pi. Wama ya hu ne ma pi ni ma bia ne ya nim. Sesi wama ya hu. Enti wama modia na manfo nto abama MPP. Na free education ntena. Onu kura tena so 8 years kura bra wo bra. Na wo ba 4 years. Dia na ba be. Wo ba ye. Wine, your friend nursing allowance, Chinese allowance. Nina, what chum? Nina, what church and in say, what church and was about transmit the same procedure now. And the same procedure. 4 years, no crowd trans 8 years, comes 1 year, and now over 4 years. Ah? Obia trans 8 years so. Well, come in one my mark of education, me feel mark of education uncountable. Uncountable parents, I'm going to just come here. Nico school. By level, I was a middleman. I didn't join the money, Mahama, yeah. See what pa and Amasa Wokasa and Yama and a Jumaya Diamba Guatoso and a young Fedipa and a Papa, a dozen. Not just one kind of crunch I got because IMF and NDP are so move Fenipa. Then time I don't know who they will say. Yeah, the Ambagua to so I am Fenipa. MBP on your on Yenipa. Ayenipa. MBP for no me nipa. Me any palm nipa. May say free education we should more man to about my this. I want to about my MPP, ne free education and to Uncle Bebre neighbor. And here for doors. And here for the doors until pay one more my man that. Abrochimemo, Uncle Squanka, Abrochimemo. I'm a no million to be playing a fraco. Huh? Me, my cotton is a memo. My Edma can mobile Lebanon, I'm the Abagana. And Kahon Dan Kamiko Hobby. I don't I may better Ghana, 7 year Ghana ye. Huh? It's free education, on manning your more, on manning your more. Do don't come.
Language, no one said, was a son. Was this language in the power? Mamma, control by Mamma. Now, where are you nearby? I do pray mine. Tina Mijina. Most of what has sent some. Nana was say, ye was a Nazi. I paid a few ni venue, Kofuana Nana make us say, me MPP ni mapa. Nana, why ye be? Yes, out to us, I'm about me abet to us. Free education, Abuamio, Nana, me crew 4 years, ni Jomaya. Mini will be a so than a free education by Yenti. Penina Timia will legon. Second one will take. Third one next year will free education. Nana wada Roma, Yami won't sit out. Yeah, qua. Yeah, 2 amount, Menana Numina beto. MPP,
yankwa ye chida ye kwa ye ni nana wa na woko nana ye do wate nana ye do minimi kru nya ye mp
say market women ma me mo omuton nyema wodwem na omo akire wo madwene efa eye abato no ho se ne ameka no ka we de enye ntokwa ya adwenkire ope we misumisi mepe we na emom nia wo pe no eye wo right eye wo choice all the same but kan hu se choice bia ewo eho nsunsuanso enunti ena no bia ye ba ye sebre person semu ebiebie nyema eni so emawo sebe ya yenyina yeni ebeda ho oman Ghana dachi oman Ghana mpuntu oman Ghana nkanko enti na otie maame na osi 8 years ontumi mfa nyefi na wo emra no ma okwan 4 years no pe no ena wo beye den ojira wo be face bia oton ade wo mokola kaneshi agbogloshi enti wan ko school enti sebe wo de wo nyansa se no wo ti asema maame ne kai wo 4 years pe wo si obi 8 years wan huso wantumi anya hwe na wo na emra no ma 4 years pe no eden na wo de ba be ye wo man mu ha ena edisi fotu omoni gu eye free education so say ade eye free bia anye me kan abesi video a eye adwoda me boche mu ya meta boche mu aye mampani dada joma ma oka say edu abato brese ya ne obeka bia ma nipa adwene adane ama wo no wato aba ma wo no ena wo kan tin trokra no odi frefrem no ebi ni wo mo si free education no anase free SHS no emwa enye papa na de bia ye free ye de che wo kwa no substance bia value bia enim ene enkola na ya train o manaso wo makọ free SHS about 5 million Ghanaian children are wo matumi benefit from free SHS na o mu ba be ko university no eno de asembia wo be ka bia ma na to nipa tim no na dwene adane ato aba ma no ena na ma wo ka se enkola no ko university first year no obema o mako school free wo bra o muntu akapre enti da ben na free ebe ye ade a esombo ede many pada saying that's the question I'm asking da ben na free ebe ye ade a ebe bo Ghana for when you put the free SHS in fact production picture bia me de ma ye say wo ho ba ko President Mahama as a president no he says one thing and as opposition leader he says another thing giving the platform say wo ho am fan to screen so ni ahwefo enhwe enyama na say someone former President Mahama kan yes we hear asro na ba bia ye green na or say Ghana must not introduce free SHS on the whimsical promise of a desperate politician as someone former President Mahama okay ebra na oti edwa so as a president now asia wona ye kokon no or say I introduced free SHS okay as opposition leader make us a same way for you to know the person and the people who are coming for your votes ewunya what Dr. Bawumia dia and also now they are tools and the wow decision but what I know what I have is what I'm showing to you. Say me kuta 2 billion me fani nyina anhye free education mu enso se ne ye nyina ye nim no na wo papa na obetumi atua wo school fees Achimota secondary school you were there and you wu free ho e de wo call eye tamale and say school wo so ho se be ya obenya free education wo so ho enti sa free no se nya de a eye ma nipa dasani a anka you who benefit from free e ma wo ne nemu aye assemblyman aye minister aye deputy minister aye MP aye vice president aye president a wo san babium sabe aye free na o mampanin bi e introduce to that time a wo papa de wo call soro se be ya wo so benya aye free ni bi no e na ma wadu san pempenso ya wo se efata se obetumi abepre se yento so aba as omampani. You see the hypocrisy, the nyachum. We are president who can in seminal me kai ba bakopa na me kai pa e ma ye bisa no say Ghana Electoral Commission or ye president no so yo Ghana de ye system no electoral system no e ma ho kwan ma obi ehwemu sa time no your mampani otiso obey opposition leader he started saying different things, attacking the EC. Well, Ononkasa Ebia no one reason here, but I'm trying to let you know, to expose the hypocrisy of inconformity and trouble. Media no. Nyaka no. Now the quadrim. Eh who ye papa. Was say eka say Adentina Dr. Bawumia onim so obey bibia as say ye to Abamba no as president. Adentina enne or ye vice president no. O timi ye ni nyina. Na ubisa sa question we are na me dwene ho I can't think far and no na mentiase no. Can you imagine say obia wo na we president and now we full authority 2 million nyina hye wonsa want to me anye nyama nyina wo ka kire obi say or your vice president or no or ho na president aka kire ni say ye say answer waye no wo bisa ne say o bibi obeya adentina 1 year ni wene as a vice president odofo dwene sansem we ho if Dr. Bawumia eyi ano production mo fa sa slide nto so mami sa picture no Dr. Bawumia say why didn't Mahama, who had full authority as a president, do everything then? This was when Mahama Ebisa say Adentina so vice president say only obibiya Adentina now to me as a vice president no 1 year nyina and Dr. Bawumia Ebisa say Adentina no Mahama na owo to me nyina as a president for those 4.5 years no nyaye no want to me anye enyema enyina. This is the question Dr. Bawumia is asking, and if I were him I would also ask same question. The hypocrisy in our body politics, the politics of deception. Yembe chantro entra ene nokrese yendi nipa tem yembu nipa ufi. In fact, almost strategy ni say woko social media kwa na say woko kire wadwen they all come there and then insult you. Inti say wonye obi a wo yokukudo for wan hwe a wo mba social media kwa bi wo mbeka say that is the modus operandi. No dey me bon sema on that score. Because about that kind of politics now, you cannot beat them. Masaka say, media ni say me bie enyema na ni so ayede e de akyewo. Me no ka say bia yadui say obi refi say the 6 show e koso a boninkaye uko Facebook obetumi de wani e de echi uko YouTube obetumi a share link no e de ama obi foforo no so mate se anase mehu se abrofo no anase omo abrutie ni ehwe yen wo social media papa ese mo hwe papa nyamisia obi bia no ye yakoma so ade emmayen nti ye be hye eno enso na me make comment bi about the US politics anase campaign na ekoso no see US omo to ma ba November na Ghana so to ya ba December nti no eya na abatro berebia no ye de no mo so mo ye omo de na eye omampanin dada Obama ne yere Michelle Obama eye Democratic National Congress anase omo conference omo koye no nansen a omo yi Kamala Harris officially as the candidate at the Democrats no or the same be etudwa na nsem odi tudwa no na o kire Americans say wonim say Donald Trump team no ebeba on be kan nsem bebre afa mame Kamala Harris on be twantro nsem a ntro ene no krese won be gu ne hufi won be di natem senia ekoso o man Ghana yem na Michelle Obama, former First Lady of the United States of America, was charging the Americans, say, woman who says, Sadiano air Koswa, be woman as Americans can do, and they should do. Anything, and they say, Yankonkuti, Mami Michelle Obama, Nemra.
In America, we do something. It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her don't just sit around and complain. Do something. So if they lie about her, and they will, we've got to do something. If we see a bad poll, and we will, we got to put down that phone and do something. If we start feeling tired, if we start feeling that dread creeping back in, we got to pick ourselves up, throw water on our face, and what? Consider this to be your official ask. Michelle Obama is asking you, no, I'm telling y'all to do something. Because in America, we do something. It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her.
So do something. Mame Michelle Obama. Asemo wakachi Americans ni say contest na wo mo kono enye atendidie enye atrotwa enye propaganda enye siye kogu obi hufi nanso wo mu de wo mu nim say ye do sa brewe no nkofo bi se na videos ameyi a chemu ye be sresre nkofo nia ehia se ye be ka no ye nka na ye ka eye obi kan o se na ye comedy ni concert na sa asem no anase sa nyama ni pie a o ka kire Americans say they should do something. Don't sit down and fold your arms say enyame ebia mahama ne eni nenya anase baumia ne eni nenya. No, when you know say the thing is wrong, do something. So if Americans have been charged to do something, I the flag bearer am also charging Ghanaians say who say obi didi obi atem obi kan obi wan asem na nya nokre obi gu obi wan fi in this political dispensation. Now also why then you do something enye ntokwa Erunti Mobeshen in Swam will send me a message. You say, I like your show this evening. You made us papa say you like the show. Now, remember other videos. No, me say researcher, me name a production team. Yeah, you to me nyasa videos with the brewery. And then we remember me production team as a papa by a lawyer Charles Kroku Amudate and Robert Baffofin Jando. Kwesi Nilson osofo ono de onpen ho asem enso open ho asem pa na afi so justice afun George Sakode focus ima na afi so Kobe Scratch mrantie anadwo awia anopa ne research na yatumi anya sa videos yi de ababie ye nyina ye ni ama ye nyina ye hu ne ekoso ntia na numre me salute the production team wo adwuma pa womu eye na Dr. Baumia ne press encounter na oyeye mze kwesi ada etwa mu yi ena nsem bi apie afrimu na mensa mmom kaye se na numre me guest Agyapong ye ba behwe manifestos mienu no nia similar nsem a parties no aka na say me te say NDC for say MPP for a copy on my manifesto. Na copy there, Bintiase. MPP for more ya two Obama, Mahama, close to 2 years. Man to me and farm manifesto and Betuga. Atna Wama, Dr. Baumia, 4th November 2023. How many months now? A new 1 year. Or not the need Betuga, or the 2 guns and a mumu, Babegia Mumu, Diano. Not more percept in Mutum foot to the good gun for any suntino. And then now, Dr. Baumiana, Akuya, and this can that this makes sense. Let's let this for because of the free education, a lot of Nkwalana Namo fee say, Omo yare a refrain, Yenina Mosi yare a refrain. Now people are analytical, they analyze this. You don't just throw things in the air and expect to say they just swallow it just like that. And before they beko adwindwim and then we call social media TikTok. Now we see someone mentally maba eya who be you. And the certain type of politics no you can't draw propaganda no. Achum. Now let's address the issues about bread and butter. Na me call vice president ni nsentwefo nhyiemu a oye ni nsem bebre ne pie mu na enumei me dwell on 3 of them. Ye mampani and I said before that no MPP de manifesto no tu dwa no omuda na di no me de video bi wo hono mu a nkofo eyi about me nsaka ye no ena numre pese me share with you. Dr. Baumia honorable Kennedy ohine Agyapong mu share ye wo sa dwumadi na ase no na wo hwe the show, the display of friend saying brotherliness efekeke ena mi prof naba yes na wo mo echeche wo mo sresre na otumu se MPP ye wadoye. Now this thing should send a signal to every follower of every political party, not only MPP. Say ye do ye wan ye nyi ye ho achini. Ye nko hyenkofo achi say kona kodi natem, kona ko say no, kona ko ye ni say. Because the table will turn one day. Afutu amede be ma ye nyina na numre so no say. Politics na ye no, unim nipa adachi ubehia ne mo o. It is will be better what you say, na koseno. Ko tun futuro gu ne ho, ko di natem. Fa no ko to simpie so na di natem na say no. Kai hu say dachi. E bia na say nipa no na say nipa no ne hu nipa bede. E betumi aboa wo. E bia na nipa wo kan watiko. Wo bo wo pa say ko na ko ye nia wo ye no. Ana say ni opese wo ye ma no. E bia na de hia de mu no, o hwe no na oni ho. Yemfanko adwendwem the seat show so mosom for the flag bearer me di dwumadie we hu chia me ene enumre enti asaba na me anu gu so America no me de ne me fe ba ko ewo enyama esi takrade last Sunday ewo MPP manifesto launch no mfoni a me hu ye me nyae ana me hweye efa honorable Kennedy ohine Agyapong me salutu no ne Dr. Baumia mudi omunsato nsayem no mu di nkomo no mu sresre na enije aba ye nkonkohwe sanfoni no eye be 30 seconds ne mra. Honorable Dr. Kwame Kennedy akompreko ohini Agyapong hwe ne sire na osire ti se me pepepe na chese be bia ewu ede ama onuado ene kroye ene na be ma the New Patriotic Party etumi awini election no more than but I want to let all of us understand say Ghana for ento abanti MPP just because say omani moyede so omani moyede the opposition must give an alternative. And we didn't end numre me pese ye hwe enyama omo promise NDC for promise ye and I say our manifesto no and I say you see a kind of commitment enyama oma commit themselves to say nyame ya adom na so omunya election omu wini a omo be ye de ama woman Ghana na DMB Dr. Mahmoud Baumia esan de nsem bi to dwabium se na me kan nsem odi to dwan bebre but kakra bi ena me pese me di hu nkomo ene enumri na osi MPP bad economy pono esombo way in whatever measure no say MPP NDC womo the best performance na oma figures statistics a kyerɛ ne nti a ɔkasa sɛ MPP amamuo atete apansan koraa no ɛyɛ mo bɛyɛ 50 or 100% sene nia NDC for the pride omo sɛ ɛyɛ omo best performance yɛn konkotie ɛyɛ Dr. Bawumia a na ɔkasa asɛm wɔ mra.
If our mismanaged economy is outperforming you in virtually every sector, in GDP growth, in per capita income, in gross international reserves, in every sector, roads, hospitals, schools, everything, free SHS, all of that, then in that case, you must not have been very good. Let me put it mildly. I was going to say incompetent. Because our bad economy it's much better than your good economy. Of course, we've had challenges, no serious challenges that have kept me up at night. In 2022, that was the horrible year for us. Petrol prices went up to 23 cedis per liter. We were losing reserves so badly, and you saw food prices going up and all of that. That was a real challenge that we had to deal with. And this is how we came up with the whole gold for oil, gold purchase program, and that has really helped us. Today, Ghana, notwithstanding all the challenges, we are the 10th lowest price in terms of petroleum in Africa, the whole of Africa. Ghana, we are priced around 13, 14 cedis per liter right now. Cote d'Ivoire is priced 23 cedis per liter, as Hassan was just telling me earlier on when I asked. 10th lowest. We still want to bring it lower. But in 2022, at the time I announced the Gold for Oil program, when I said we had to attack this thing with gold for oil, the prices were 23 cedis per liter at that time. So we've had challenges. It's not, everything is not where we want it to be, but I believe that we can work better. But I don't think the former president can lecture us on economic management. He just cannot. His record.
Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, Era Edin 72 John, or say MPP Amamu Atetia Pansan Crown, a year crossing NDC dia omode etuom ho say a year normal figures with GDP growth, per capita income, foreign reserves, the roads, schools, agric, in every sector, mention it. NDC doesn't come close. Railway sector development, just say digitalization. I mean, name it. Mema obun fumi we NDC na ohwe me a me ndi motem eyasem na me kan ti woni me enya adwen I think say maybe phone line now woni watch me also wo de na yakọ yanim na oman Ghana da chinti. Yeah, so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia san edin sem bi to dwabium no say Ghana man penin dada o say yensan man 4 years emra no on some rebium no o say he left Ghana with abysmal record. Ye kasa abysmal na che say record enye kun na ono nya no ka insem efa mismanagement ho ne sa nyamanyama no nti Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia o say in 2016 no NDC eni Mahama omuja Ghana abysmal record and also yenkotie insem odi to dwane emra.
Your Excellency, former President Mahama says you were supposed to be an economic messiah, but you seem to have failed in the management of the economy. Do you have any response?
Sometimes I get a little surprised and amazed the former president when he talks about economic mismanagement, because you had many challenges that he left us with. So when you juxtapose that record with what we have been able to do in these last 8 years almost, it's really night and day. We have created at least 2.1 million jobs in the last 7 years. And this is hard data I'm talking about. We've kept the public sector workers employed and fully paid through the COVID pandemic. We didn't lay anybody off. And if you look at it, we've built more roads, 3 times more the length of roads than what he did in office. We've built more railway than any other government in the Fourth Republic. There were 78 sites for rural telephony when we came in. Today there are 1,008 sites for rural telephony. We've constructed about 12 major fish landing sites across the country. Xim, Dixco, Marie, Mumford, Winneba, Senyabreko, Gomoa, Fete, Teshi, Osu, Ekumfi, and Mfasima. Constructed 2 fishing harbors in Elmina and Jamestown. And we've kept the lights on broadly in the last 8 years. We saved the deposits of 4.6 million bank depositors who really were going to lose their deposits if those banks were not saved. They were not collapsed, they were merged into other banks. Between his time, 2009, and 2016, when they were in office, the average annual increase in electricity tariffs was 50% a year. That's the average. Some of the years were 80%. In the last 8 years, the average increase in electricity prices has been 11.1%. This is the lowest average increase of any government since 1992. When we came in our first term, we abolished and reduced 21 separate taxes. And we reduced import duties by 50% between 2019 and 2021. In terms of LEAP, livelihood empowerment against poverty, we have increased payments almost tenfold, from 49 million that we used to pay every year to 423 million LEAP payments. Now, we've doubled the number of student loan recipients from 30,000 to 58,000. The whole of Africa, Ghana is the only country with 100% access to financial inclusion. So far, we have
figures our did to Jano, they are indisputable. You cannot dispute the figures. Now, Asamba ko kan ya striking and they say me kwana me refi man former junanko say me kai pa say o man penina na do danko akufo-addo take over no. Na ye free be nuisance taxes. Sometime no, there were no issues globally. Etina omo tenase no mo hwe a. Won betumi yi about 17 of those taxes and as reduce those taxes, import duty, your friend is saying, just say they reduce taxes. And they do work around we if you work around no friend nuisance taxes, not just say enya dia ebeboyen. Enti o keka san sem we doctor keka san sem we send be ya memeni wo be hu se emra na oye ne bia eni ho no taxes on betro ya na enye sika de ma aban that time no no mu hia sika no kra de be ye free SHS no wo mu yi sa taxes ni nyina efi ho etete ebi suso enti enya de a sa aban no ono de na nije se obetro tax no I think say one thing I say ye de ya dwene dey ekoso. Now we have GDP growth ne ehun road any sani ame bobo ye na wa bobo ni nyina na sebe say obi kasa anaso obi make sa responses here. How would you be able to gather the momentum to go and debate such a person? Because or the figures no and be expose you. Yes. So if you indeed believe, I feel say this in Omoya say they are counting on say Ghana for almost say commodity or which are bantino and nunti yento abamom. No, I don't think Ghanaians are going to do that. Offer alternatives. Put something on the table for Ghanaians to think about it. Na say omne kwa junjumne beboa na boa. Ghanaians are not going to say yeah omani mo yedin keke. No, everybody knows it. Nti say who say we yemfa opportunity ni mawa. When you had the opportunity, what did you do? 4 years. What were the friends saying? The indicators. Ni ese konform. Na uko Togo, uko Côte d'Ivoire, uko Nigeria. Na omo de no na konform. Na Ghana de na ekosro ana. Ni ese se ekosro. Na uko other neighboring countries na omo de no ekosro no na ye de no eba form ana. Se mo be kaya enka no na me video bi de tremo Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo no governor of the Federal Bank of the Republic Nigeria in someone Dr. Pakosi Indum no me say Pakosi Indum Pakosi Emisata former president of the Republic of Ghana nyamemfa nekra nsi omo ye ne lectures bi omo kofa papa we Professor Chukwuma Soludo edi free Nigeria by I think 2018 or 2019 nanka ya ba beto aba say be ya papa e beba no abegu Ghana economy no mfi nenso mo amahwe sa video mi ze be kan wasem na kraka me yi video no edit kire mo say wo hwe video na ensem mo papa no e kan wo video no mu no oye economist wo see economist ni e kire wo Ghana no eno na ha e be da ho ya papa yi o ka say mbre bebe mu pa ka mema mumayentie sa video we beye I think 1 or 2 minutes na yemra product.
His response was that there was no miracle. Quote, said, get the fundamentals right, a few fundamentals right, and keep doing them right for extended period of time, then you will see the miracle. Let me say this, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm saying this, maybe him coming from the outer space, and some of us flying in from Nigeria, probably have something to say, and that is that Ghana is doing relatively well comparatively. On the size of GDP, Ghana is now the 10th largest in Africa as at 2018. Let's remember what I call them the B10 countries, the biggest 10 economies in Africa. It's number 10 exactly as at last year, with GDP growth averaging over 6% recently. Nigeria is stuck at 2%, just for context. Unemployment less than 3%. Nigeria is at 23%. Why youth unemployment is about 13%? That's right, all the stuff I could pull. Nigeria's is 36%. And poverty index 8 to 10% depending on the measure of poverty, whether you use $1.5 or 1.9. Nigeria, some people characterize us now as the poverty capital of the world. Inflation around 9%. And this is very important. Ghana is not perhaps, if you go by the publication by the Funds of Peace on the Fragile States Index, Ghana is the most stable country in West Africa. Ghana is ranked number 110 out of 178 countries in the world, and Nigeria ranks number 14, with Yemen and Somalia ranking first and second respectively. So you can put the context. It's ranked from the worst to the best. Nigeria is on the red alert list, and you guys are there very, very far there. Competing with several of the developed countries in the world. So there is something to often, have some cheer. I present comparative figures for Nigeria, not just because it is your West African neighbor, but as Africa's largest economy and whose structure is similar to yours, largely dependent on primary commodities. Whatever Ghana is doing to produce these results, including its macroeconomic stabilization, especially fiscal consolidation, and structural policies, it must intensify, albeit with continuing innovations and reforms. Comparisons are not to make you complacent or depressed, but to put your efforts in context. Never take what you have achieved for granted. In my short life, I know several examples of massive implosions from the heights already taken for granted. As analysts, we often focus too much on the half-empty glass than on the half-full glass. A key point is that we must encourage a new positive mindset. Is that if it's not broken, why fix it?
Production Yalisha Mubibre said Professor Charles Chukuma Soludo Anama Nugusu America no yakotie na no disem se na meka na say 2018-2019 ho na NDC for kofa ne ba say anka wombegu economy no ofi wombe kan sem bi na omunya tools wombe be call 2020 election num na omaka say Nigeria governor no kra ba no oka say Ghana say papa ne ba no wakasa ati say economists say muhwa or the statistics data figures na ekasa sana Dr. Baumia making a presentation videos are meya chem Dr. Baumia videos are meya chem ni nyina no wo kan o say the GDP growth rate say ya breso na ye say mama breso na ye say che say ya bomodin semo we roads yen this number of kilometers momo de na ye say nti yen ya dodo sinemo. That is how economists talk. In fact, that is how serious people talk. You try to compare records na nipa na hu ne ye na we yi afrim, not propaganda see etum futuru edigu enipa eniso o kan bibi na eho strike or say keep doing get a few fundamentals right and keep doing them right for extended period of time. Let just say bibi wo ho no mo o pese o man no kona nimu a enyema bi wo ho no ma say odigu akwan mu na sa nyema no keep doing them for an extended period of time. And that is why you shouldn't be surprised say 2018-2019 enyema aban edigu akwan mu na COVID eni ho na Ukraine Russia ntokwa eni ho no na otumu say aban no ede enyema bi egu akwan mu na adwene ye ne say obetumi atra so aye no for an extended period of time. And all those things right into the figures and the fundamentals were very strong. Were very, 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 very strong then. Now economy project is around 8.something%. What you say? And they say that time BT the Indian economy, the Chinese economy, and that's why Ghana's economy was projected to be the fastest growing economy in the world. Professor Che say that time na ade bi wo honoma aban no wo kwan paso na yetwa so enye COVID ni sade na Che say by this time anka Ghana yedu akiri papa na kasapa di wo so manimu a na so mo bom nsem nso no ayi say womu nim so womu mo say ma womu mo and osan kan say Ghana by then is doing relatively well comparatively. Yes. Now, or share figures now, or they compare Nigeria one any other West Africa countries, your neighbors now, and at the end one. Not just a Ghana. Na ye ko ye nim. Anka etwa so ekosa. Anka me give this papa the next episode and I said the next event on be no ko fa ne bad and yeka or the Ghana be she nachi. Or say GDP growth very impressive. Inflation around 9%. Any other economic indicators are now pointing towards the right direction. And then he crowned it all. Or say, Ghana is the most stable country in West Africa. And Osan Kache say, we should never take what we have achieved, for granted. We should never take it for granted. Let's just say, baby, na aban edi Ghana economy ne dunu, mayen tutu na sikra. Inti se obi be catch us say, ahoche na abanu, and I say fundamentals na ejijano is partly due to the international, if any say, COVID ne other reasons are buying the man. Any even IMF Kradiama said these are the factors, part of the factors are Aba Ghana gains ni nyina no ayirodu no. Ese se woti ase. Professor ene kasa ye onyame na me kasa ne de kakra na mapone ehun ede a kire won production me da mo ase pa. Now for the last one before I go to my guest. Yes, there is this argument. Say aban abe collapse the banking sector. Say you can't collapse. Dr. Bawumia said we saved the banking sector. We didn't collapse banks. Now the argument ebi say aban santino ebi mo ehwe wo modjuma no kre. Say we ye djuma wo bank. Unya clothing allowance, unya den maintenance, car maintenance, de kakra. Na suddenly unya obi no hono ma sebe ohwe na adwuma na se na adwuma hwe na ni beji. There be that. Until we sympathize with those who lost their jobs. So we ha no mo the figure be 1 million. 1 million. Na Ghana han crown workers ni na ese. And a banking sector no na this for be 1 million workers lost their. The next minute, we propose 10,000. It be say 3,000, but another propaganda. See, be too foot go and so another a But the fact still remains there. Dr. Bawumia is telling us, say the banking sector had to be rescued through sa exercise na omoye no. Why? Because there were close to 5 million of people, including you and I, na yesika at that banker. So buy and fa ni nine NC for more. And kebedu bebi no ko banker ko you wa sika ye beka se skeni ho. Some of the microfinance in Krofoko ne bashe ne chi ko pay 200 cedis on one sika yesi sikeni ho. Those were the signs na excel say Dr. Bawumia say if government had not done what it did, the banking sector would have collapsed completely. You may disagree with the approach, but Honorable Setekpe, former finance minister during John Mahama time, Obeka Chile said, indeed, they knew say the banking sector was collapsing and something needed to be done. Ebiana ne argument ne disagreement was about the approach, but no omujitum. Former President John Mahama Okokan of Parliament some years back said economy and as a banking sector collapse. Something has to be done about it. Setekpe waka. But some of them and some other economists would disagree with government with on the approach buying fire. But it doesn't negate the fact that something had to be done with our banking sector. And then figures nature said the banking sector is robust, is responsive. Inyamna make a me economist. Enti in some 1 minute be matwe egu eye apawa no so me pese wutie in some Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ekanfa banking clean up exercise no.
You know, some of the banks broke all the rules and extended loans way above the single obligor limits. They were given in some cases 1 billion cedis by the Bank of Ghana to help them get out of the mess, and they only got deeper into the mess. Another bank was giving capital to save the situation, was giving money from the Bank of Ghana's lender of last resort facility, and they used that money to go and set up Capital Bank in sort of rescuing the problem that they had. They took the money from the central bank and went to set up another bank, which was also collapsed. Some took money and went and invested in private property. So it was against this background when the governor came to report, and this was one of my nightmares as in the last 8 years. I couldn't sleep that night. That the banking system, most people didn't understand how close we were to a collapse of the entire banking system. But we were this close because all it would have taken was for a few depositors to go to UT Bank or UMT and they'll tell you there's no money. what would happen? There would have been a complete run on the banking system in Ghana. We would have collapsed the banking system. Decisions had to be taken to save the banking system and to save depositors. And this is how come we had to merge many of these banks into other banks. And we saved 4.6 million depositors. And you cannot hand over a bank's license to them. This is subject to legal procedure. You have to go to court. You don't have the power in our constitution to do that. And I'm surprised sometimes because he has been president before and he should know these things. Some of the banks broke all the rules and extended loans way above the
Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na church nsemu ewo nsemchefo enhiemu a oyeye kwesiada etwemu no eno ti mo be share nso wakasa papa wa ma explanation say yemu bebre na yenim how close oman no was to collapse. In fact, the banking sector to be specific. Inti na ban no etese omo ye hu bibi. Now the good news is that now the it's yielding positive results. Inti yebeda nyame ase. Na baby amedui mame fa me guest enchire mu na yentoa dwumadi ni so na ansa na me de ne be chire mu no mame enye aboafo nkrato obeye sima na me mrabio.
Accessories, and your electronic retail outlets. We have products such as mobile phones, television sets ranging from 24 inches to 86 inches, air conditioner from 1.5 horsepower to 2.5 horsepower. We have washing machine, refrigerators, Bluetooth speakers, CCTV cameras, and many more. For bulk purchasing and retailing, visit any of our shops nationwide or our website at www.francotrading.com. You can call the numbers on the screen for any assistance. Please note, do not pick any number apart from these numbers. Franco Trading Enterprise, still the home of quality mobile phones, accessories, and
Welcome to Awos Unisex Boutique, where comfort and style is our hallmark. Original Italian leather bags, shoes, belts for both men and women. Talk about looking your best and standing out on all occasions. 5 to 10% discount on all products. Clearance sales rack, 50% discount on shoes. And now Awos Creation, where you find authentic African creation for men, women, and children. Visit us online or in store. In Tesano, behind the Ghana Police Depot. In Jolu, at Jolu Junction, opposite the First Atlantic Bank. At the airport, Terminal 3, Departure C3, opposite Sunbra Lounge. And now in East Legon, Shiashi Boundary Road, next to Two Guys Supermarket. Call us on 0244 649 379. That's 0244 649 379. Awos Unisex Boutique, comfort and style. Welcome to Awos.
For Safena audio feeding na to her, the sit show and when he eguswe on the 2 television. Musumfo the flag bearer and meti edwemu and then me come for a Franco Trading Enterprise and Manwo say by this time they come Franco Trading Enterprise. Me jidi say unim nia wamoye ye phone papa efie phones ahodo aba ewo edwaman so na udi weni eche Franco Trading Enterprise on sabe kan bi eye ye Nokia ye nim ya Samsung phones ahodo nyina ene iPhones eye ema no ani je hunu ukọ ho a eyade a unsa ebe kan bi eye smart TVs ahodo aba sizes akese ene nketua ne ade bebo office ne ade bebo bedroom hall ene restaurant ene night club na ese ebe 24 hours no baby a opese odi TV ebo bia no ukọ Franco Trading Enterprise ya dia unsa ebeka bi eba fridge enketoa ne akese nia ye de inso pure water ibi shem keke nia ye de refrigerator aduane near friend chest freezers near the adrenaline, they won't sabe can be washing machine, papa, I feel amanoni and aba. Now, first of all, CCTV camera, a high tech, digitalized one, baby out TBA, who near a cost of fee any offices, sizes nina, ewo hobby, and unti, say, Tumrika, nako, a Franco, trading enterprise, nafa, nani omunkudi and komo, na nyama babu bosui, unhebia, a idea unsa, beka, men ko online, and kofa, a number bia keke, say, uni omu didra, and yes, obonia fono. De befa wasi enunti unsa ebeka omo 0246 422 338 0246 422 338 and our face 0555 9393 11 0555 9393 and now to me a download omo Franco trading app no ewo any Google Play Store na utumini omedi dwawo abefo kwanso Franco Trading Enterprise still phone papa efi na men koso aso nkai o se Awos Unisex boutique ade omoye discount sales akese pa odru ho a shoes akese shoes ahodo bia odon sabeka obenya 50% discount ya tete so de ama okwa o se utie wo the seat show flag bearer era ebo sa enkai no na oso woni omo akodidwa baby a obenya authentic dresses impabwa leather bags leather shoes ma handbags ni amode ebri ni su ni nyina ayade a moni unsa ebeken bi wo Awos Unisex boutique omo ewo jowlu opposite the First Atlantic Bank jowlu ho na feso airport terminal 3 departure C opposite Sandra Lounge and a Tesano behind the police depot and after so East Legon udru Shashi Boundary Road wa omoni Two Guys supermarket and share a opposite IPMC almost on Sabeka 0244 649 379 0244 649 379 Awos boutique comfort and style me come animu me guest oye a member at the New Patriotic Party or communication team national communication team abrantie Fahd Osman oba boy ama yahwe manifesto mienu na NDC ne MPP dia betudwa no nia eda sonkun ewo mu nia similar nia different nia NDC for akaso ombe ya already koso no mepese abrantie boy na oni etu sa ekwan no Fahd mo adwo mo akwaba
ya me so brepe
bokode
nyankopon adom
yes I'm akwaba biom yeah I think this is the first time I over okay any Jesus say yensa akan wona numre
me niji bebre se mo to sa frame me platform mo jide se platform ba ko bia o ye MPP ni say na otie bia no you need to be on this platform into enyumere o mekwenye se metra the seat platforms me dikan na me more production team abaso pa me betna as me hwe adwuma wa ye enyumere wo hwe production na wa ye a danso what chere wa adwen without insulting anybody and I believe say about why ekoti wonim say oh media space mu bi you have your opinion nobody is faulting you for that your opinion no nye opinion as sabi unkodi atem any opinion and who better na you may waye in as much as only former president enya adwen on a lot of issues no what outlining na what show videos evidence to the effect of that particular disagreement when former president we te be Ghana fo nyina aba ye ko ti se bi nyatam lidie good ye kire adwen kire wa adwen na me kire ma adwen ka me ke bisa na tie eti production team me bo oba so so ko enyumre o mani ade pa me didi se obi bi enyumre wa hwe show bia be ka se obeka se o se o ma max na 100 of 100 ordinary abema
wow
why you juma pa production team me bo me nsem so ko enyumre de ma only production team
edanyamiase Fahd am I 100 over 100 you better see papa wa ope brain na wo hwe enso nyame hia bebre so se wuni ho a dwumadie no so enko na nim se ne America no social media handles no YouTube and also Facebook obetumi de wani de akiri wo na wa pass comment ma comment no ho enda aje di hu ni o comment no mu mayen na hu atumi aye easy ama ya kekan e de ama Fahd enanu me em say mabobo nsem no bebre so na mini say mema 2 minutes bi na wo de pass 1 or 2 comment efa nsem na my analysis on enanu me ni enko yeni
me that's bebre I mean fa kwenye su bion enchia aye the leader of our party enumere me chia no soronko aye his excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia me chia no soronko one ne running mate aye Dr. Mati Opoku Prempe me chia no soronko na party fo yina enumere masɛ mra mo hwɛ enumere me chia bibiara na o se na o kan ye nsɛm no bo bebre so o hwɛ last 2 weeks MPP launch a manifesto and a week later NDC launching a manifesto. Now interestingly, kwesi de twemo Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia kwenya ne Ghana nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ edi nkomo. Na nkomodie n'echi no yehu nsɛm bebree be ba bonte so enno ayese na anopemitie maami bi okasama John Dramani Mahama say osi o bua payenti yekɔ media engagement. Na me busa me ho se ye launch ye manifesto a week ago. Mo ntimi antwen am manifesto na antofo manwie. Na wo launch we na me media engagement enka ne bon e ben. Asem ben no we. Enkomo na yina ye die. Ghana fo na ye di nkomo kire obo no. Omo nka se nkomo no dɔɔso bro obo so. Etimi gidi se Ghana fo ebenya akwanya. E de semienu a ye ken atu nsani ani. Na omo hudie mu oduru. Na mahudi be boye man na Ghana for do na mo gidie se come 7 December no e di odo sonko e betai Dr. Baumiechi na ya mano akwanya no amono onu so be di Ghana so bi aba ye kwoti metai ka asem bi se uko political marketing e fa dey political branding ye wo 3 elements I find the branding trinity you are the party itself, the party candidate and the party policy. Okay. It's about a kotu nyakupa 7 December NDC as a party against MPP as a party. John Dramani Mahama as a candidate against Dr. Baumia as a candidate. The MPP manifesto as a policy against the NDC manifesto as a policy. It is a name of Miensa Wena enumere. Yebedi nkomo. It is a Ghana ni na se wutie wo hwe enumere a obeto abani bia yesrew saa nema miensa me bebo so yi he na gina so fato aba eno na bekyere wo da achi
nyema miensa no the candidate
the party and the policies.
Good, wonderful.
These are the 3 things.
Wonderful.
It's a best Ghana for me say 3 things yi benya kwanya Ghana for nyumenya ma bekyere isusu da MPP na NDC ntem Ghana for do na ehwe nyumere nim susu da MPP any NDC ntem min kan ko achiri kese metai ka asem bi se enne obi biara asabi wo ye nuanu nkuma omo senior high school policy no na ho edudo na ye sebio eye mofra ye wo omo under former president John Agyapong free maternal health care policy no. Are you aware? What observing?
Yes.
From 2003 and as our policy no shase it enne abofo bi o senior high school
2003 na policy ben shase
free maternal health care.
Okay, under former president Kufuor. Good.
And as our policy ne shase sebi baby me free ban me free sebi yo kroki to emu etimehu apemufo a sebi 9 months no faithful no wetime go hospital da.
Oh,
it's not there's a cost attached to it. Former president could afford the policy by beyond the health insurance in the crano or sign the free maternal health care by it's not who wouldn't be a health insurance office your book the red book.
Okay,
a pim from quadia. It will not fair for na pet no be book no. It for 9 months now a phone no. But soon be a hospital free.
Then you
say. Na sa 9 months no. And she say on the hospital doctors no he free he baby abofra no otie na bro say na eja na hom ye mutie ye hwe wo akopim say 9 months ne be so na wo abofra no afa wo ba. Sa mofra no dodo na me no kasei MPP ba ko na bie o ese nya kwanya ba ye no or the policy bi aba say what basic school ewie do junior high ewie no ma ko tin na bio say be man ka say me ma me ni bi me papa ni bi or say free senior high school policy abofra bia owie basic school bia nya kwanya etwa so secondary school ye ba ye na only 800,000 students or more secondary schools and I mean no say 1.4 million students currently are more secondary schools and ni na free. This is the difference between the MPP and the NDC.
The policy you spoke about.
The parties.
Yes,
No.
parties.
Now, for candidates now, you're John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
Why vice president pay? Me person me can no MP no. Why vice president pay? Why president pay? And now offer Dr. Baumia, the highest office that will occupy a vice president. Na Ghana for na here you maybe the dance here say obi biara obekai John Dramani Mahama as vice president. Policy say otimi initiative yen. Minim enyumre say o akonya am for text messages. Wo a wonim say okai ba akumpe. Mesro enyumre. So vice president Mahama ohono. Policy we no initiative yen and now otimi push it forward as vice president. There's no single policy accredited to his name. And I mean, say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia as vice president for 7 years. Ghana Bedia to Musa, he has been one of the industrious vice president about in this fourth republic. You have more than 33 policies. You bet me a kind one after the other. We be kind we be credited Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So this is his personality as vice president against the personality of John Mahama as vice president.
Good.
A sign say why president Peter me person compare the presidency no. Say me compare mpo enka eye on Nana Danko Kufa and me compare. Na eno kura mpo eti no. The presidency ni kura onye akonya 4 years no. Ni oye as records e da ho no. Me nyim ni se Ghana ni bi o Ghana sebi ma me no kan say you short memories no. E be di adanse say John Mahama 4 years oye vice president. Oh man mu ye hu de oye. Ye hu ni mode boy yen. Me kai pa ye sebi mama school sim kakra. John Dramani Mahama ni free baller ye na free Savannah region. Me kai pa o maimu John Dramani Mahama no a president. Secondary schools are now of 3 northern regions. John Dramani Mahama former secondary school can be. Say ye secondary schools e Ghana had nyina in September. Omon quite na fie till January the following year. Adintra. Because abai so ni akohomasika. Feeding grants. Just feeding grant to secondary schools in the 3 northern regions between 2013 to 2016 on 3 different occasions. It's more feeding grants, just feeding grants.
It's sad.
Not said Ghana for said with free senior high school among country that group pempo ya be school e bi matene fie na e bi makwaje bi no. This is how Ghana was in this country. In this same country, under the watch of John Dramani Mahama, yenya teacher for said we were 22 good months or maimu. Or try dear we are so they be into you be 3 months pay. Under John Dramani Mahama. Under John Dramani Mahama as president, some of them students at the university. You hear him catch there, you say be here from utility charges. So what is school hall? Ubet 900 Ghana cedi yearly. What a private hall? Ubet 500 Ghana cedi yearly. Under John Dramani Mahama. This is how na omayiti. It is a here from Matsebi. Enye square me call ya nka me nyine seka me to fidi esu bi. Enka we me free pa me free chichi pa o minia. Enne enwuma suenti. Enye konye dura. Eti ye a doma me no kase ya Ghana o se no dika kan no. Almost 5 million young Ghanaians omonya access to free secondary education, be it TVET or the the conventional education no. It is a Ghana for. These are the 2 personalities. Now on the policies no me say e be nya daje me do so mu one after the other. Now the policies are a MPP that talk claim any the NDC for air car. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And this is what I say. NDC for say over job creation. Over job creation. Creating jobs in event is digitalization. And you know what we bring.
Almost creating
jobs in digitalization. NDC for the
okay. The
policies.
Policies.
Similarities between the 2.
You share this near Omomaka and near MPP so similar.
Any the akwamu that
okay.
Now interestingly, me find job creation at home. For job creation, you promise 1 million Ghanaian youth you be training or more in saying digital skills.
Production some I am mufa slide into some and I follow near Osman.
Very good. You be training 1 million Ghanaian youth in digital skills.
Okay.
Somehow, in this manifesto, no, you also be shahosa.
Okay.
Also 1 million. We find job creation now. It's like the first slide or the first copy, no. Similarities in the policies. your 1 million youth in digital skills. And this is also promising the same thing. But you see, this is the interesting thing. And so say that you know say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia actually a book be 13 years ago. Now choose our book no. Or stating the book no say one of the ways African economies a bit my fan to digitalization.
Okay. 13 years ago.
13 years ago no class as in the book mo. It is said enye enkomo bia enu ya ne ba na utirim na woke bie. He had researched and understood say African economies we need to look at digitalization. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or sha asem fro no or starting to improving and or advancing the course on digitalization. Ebinum see yourself be prepared no journey for economy. Akoshe digitalization. Forgetting say economy be na me no kese bia agenda so bia no it is built on digitalization. Anytime na me no kese say we Ghana health insurance me boa. We are subscriber of health insurance. E me be twemu pa me kai say insurance wu. Now person renew so could join the queue 2 days. Or insurance office. Yeah. And start open renew health insurance. And then me no can say, phone now dial *929# and you know ya put me renew health insurance. Sure. And my efficiency about the way BM. That is the effect of digitalization. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, moving towards the future now, let's train the young people of this country in digitalization. Okay. Let's give them digital skills. Me mature digital marketing currently. I understand this area very well, sir. And I know can say your Ghana for maybe only of open space, only shop. So they go to there. I hope you know. Very good digitalization now. And then your interesting thing be addressing systems. Say yeah, be the more day. And now we show fee. Put in for a phone or that be or pay phone so. Yes. Not delivery there, bro. Yes. It's an amount for we now online shops are or here so be office space kakrekebia. So this is the effect that Dr. Bawumia say moving forward into the future now we are preparing the young people of this country for the digital economy. It's young training almost for digital economy. You share some community 6 years ago and been museo or 2020 manifesto nation. Yati. Almost repeating here. There's nothing wrong with that. Now let's go to education. For education now. You can't free senior high school. You can't say so a whimsical promises of a desperate politician. Na enya possible. And I mean, can say, "Safo na say omunye kwenya na moba o meto aso." Na me bi say ni me say me say ne o share efuro no o na ntime ngugu so. Wa out ntira be ngugu so. There be e te be say Ghana for. We so your policy bia Bawumia say oba obeto aso. And before some or any for
share efuro only time we 2 coin there so be ngugu. 2
coin. O say ne efuro na oni ho. Na this sign we aso me na me be ngugu so am. There be entisa. Ento so be healthcare. Yeah. Healthcare. The mama catch the Ghana for early this year. We share Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. O catch almost say agenda 111 unrealistic, overly ambitious. The okay ni. Enche bia ko share nursing training school for bi no. O say me nya kwenya ba meto aso. Agenda 111. The manifesto they share o say nya kwenya ba obeto aso.
Do you know why? Because senior me yi video no de kire no. Em say Monday no o say edu abato brese ya nia wo beka bia ma nipa adwene adane ama wato abama no en na wo kan tintro kra now different o meeting House of Chiefs no o kan different story. Yes. And o share nurses no dey so nim say nursing student no mo pejuma that's the point. Nti ese e kan sa kire o mo na mo to aba e de mo to aso
me that's me brave for sa 3 areas ya ne ye kan say ye nyina na ye beto aso no eno ane ja ni manifesto no wakoti tam dey shey mo na me di be wi ye ho no ofa infrastructure ho o he ye policy na ye see o man mu ya kwan ye hospitals ni infrastructure bebre wa intimi ye ye beto aso o she John Mahama so ba ja so focus be ko pa is material so $10 billion bill push for infrastructure or the shohosa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia they also provided and all subscribe to no more sustainable than the own state no
which is what
John Bawumia say ono ba wa observe adebako omanimo for almost something years
almost 7.5 years here why vice president no amana who bibi that bibi kono
bibi ne say emebia abai akonhoma na ye bono expenditure no pressure bebre na wa abai so okay so this ka be share infrastructure mo Dr. Bawumia say there be a percent of shifting 3% of GDP in relation to expenditure 3% pro. So 3% in 30 billion Ghana cedis. Or shift it in the private sector. Now the way you say it's abuy na be pesika 30 billion Ghana cedis. Say the AC school adan, AC hostels, eyi akwan, AC hospitals or say there be abuy yes e bion. On the private sector ne benya nkitahudie. Na mo private sector no mo pesika. Na mo invest e wo school adan ho. AC hostels, AC hospitals e ma aban. Ube lisi di ama aban. It is a 30 years in Pokrana. Sa pressure na kwase ke ba aban so yearly no. E so atiko. Eti aban be twere kakra
benya breathing space no.
E di twere kakra sa we dey boss no. No we tell okay nyina ewie na da no dia. E bi si da bi or the $10 billion push e ba be infrastructure.
Okofan he.
Asam no okofan he. Eti this is the difference. Eti obi ase obey bio infrastructure. Name no how to finance this no and the difference.
Okay.
These are the similarities. All the two political parties and war India, if I say
so far,
manifesto so far.
Yeah.
But what differences now? Wide.
Okay.
And wide now say it's Number one, economic focus.
Okay.
NDC for say yeah Friday be a 24 hours. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Or say a night club every Juma 24 hours.
Yes.
Oh, what 24 hours biano. Would be just to me say a year adibia and said that and you'll be said that a deba.
Yeah, because you can't call it a policy.
There be.
Yeah. Say yeah obey no and a bema that thing will automatically happen.
Oh, ufa your London 24 hour. Me who omo program no. London 4 will be ho. Me who the Sydney 24 hour. Now interestingly no, who call London 24 hour. It creates 720,000 jobs.
Okay.
720,000 jobs. Less than 20,000 jobs in the manufacturing sector.
Okay.
It is 700,000 jobs, within the service sector. Transport, LED in terms of job creation, no. Transport and LED. We say the same question in our Ghanaian sectors. And you may say, when you hear Madina's only dancing here, transport service or homopon.
Dabi.
We here are buying this, there are 9 years, 24 hours. No. So demand for services no epage anymore. Na economy na den abaso ho.
Sir.
Etia me ni uko kwame kuma circular. O buses, VIP buses terminals ho no. Omo empon because obi betu ko enum akukuma ase. O here sesebi abaye bi de ba be ka kire me say
24 hour.
O ti adenta fafaha area ho. Me 24 hour ti tintina mebie edwabi wo anajo. Enye possible. Identify for ebonaya omadida eti area no economic activities na ho any social services e ho no eno no page ni mu a no obi aiden obi provide services. That is how 24-hour runs. And even let's ask ourselves or class hotels when the class hotels e Paul Ghana ha hotels e Ghana nyina run 24-hour.
In fact matise hotel association for let us say papa ne kan omo ntia say because already no omo opinion hotels no 24 hours nti ombe chemu bi.
That is the point. Now interestingly no all kasara or said that all state institutions bia na adwemu no so say back ejuma we bre ho I say timi koye obo DVLA obo passport office. You see very interesting say be men car say nyumre aban timi nyu encreate nyuma magana for aban bia focus so be create ejuma we bre magana for na mom no enye sustainable jobs. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 month ejuma na fe de ejuma ni obio. Oh, me can health insurance program be no. Before ye ba ba mu no. Na uko health insurance officers omo ejuma be ho a egu ho mutimi nyenwie. Etite bia na cute ntin na ho. Ye ba ye the digitalization eko ho. Eti na we here so office, health insurance office bio. And no na sa office si ehia. Eti Dr. Baumia a propose say onye kwenya beto aso a passport office. Ni also we ye ne say o here passport afa Ghana card. E we here say obeko passport office bia. O fa Ghana card ye be bie portal. Na what input with data no e wo ho. E wo phone so phone. It without them o phone. Say anadu 1 am kwa na o phone. No akọ Ghana passport service for no passport for no of a portal no so. Then the one bo data e dey ahye ho. No bo Ghana card number. So e sign say data ni integrated into no. E be generate passport amount. It who here so of picture home. A generated passport no more. O digital addressing system na owo fie o first a digital address no what put in ho say we here delivery to your door you be deliver their bro e wo wa fie This is a digital economy. Wow. You don't need 24 hours at the passport office to ensure efficiency and to provide effectiveness at the office. Osanka DVLA. Dr. Baumia said there be. You say DVLA license is going to be a new. Or see extended 10 years. Now 10 years, because I say another portal. And when you say office war, I could join the queue. This is the focus of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Even with the DVLA, what I hear is that Dr. Baumia Eshia will be many years ago.
Okay.
And a Nipano proposal man says 2 years a year driver's license expiry date create a lot of inconvenience because those times non free northern part of the country, Aba Ashanti region, San Omotumi access. In Tisebeya, almost extended the expiration period. No. And what they call dream. That's why almost as a manifesto no tia almost Ghana for almost peke information fi Ghana for ni almost epe and almost they call dream na almost the tomb.
And lastly, on the same 24 hour no production for almost produce you on the demand almost. Now you me person me kai Ghana for adiba could be a see last year Ghana last year me di yaw kese pa. And then they say, okay, your trade minister, Honorable Katie Hammond.
Yeah.
Somewhere last part of last year, or the bill be called Parliament. Say, you restricted some inflows of goods into our economy. I imported product that you dear crab okay, yeah. You see that policy, no. Now you should who can say, you have to cut off some of these inflows. Now you're creating demand locally. Now local manufacturers for that I produce to emit that sad demand, no. Etika one, so emrano about increasing local productivity. Two, now creating more jobs. Yenya NDC for more parliament. Sorry, tia sa emrawe. Say your minister ne babeji to me na ta ne bo. Na wate dia of ode beba o man ni mu. Say bi say wo o man na so obi o gate obi ade ne ma ba. O local productivity e den. Ebre. That was the idea behind that policy. And that idea will have created more demand locally. For manufacturing to produce more to meet the demand. Mubogui e 24 hour no when me produce enumere more electricity and board for na ewia ne boy den sebi utieti omo utim se dem ko mu ni bi omoka. You look the difference a bit you work with omo say dem di kaka no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say world class digital economy obeso odeba. And this digital economy di ka chire mu ebe boa enumedie about effectiveness in workplace, about efficiency at the workplace, and taxation. Over taxation now, where the difference between the two political organizations now. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say, "Omaimu, oni amount for didn't come on. So now can ye? Oni events and good afford didn't come on. All manati assess a tono ye jitum se tono a hard journey quite be so. Okay. Also there be looking forward into the future no, or the new tax regimes ebeba. Okay. Now the tax regimes, they say number one, over tax amnesty. It was previously years, no one to out to be around declare taxes biano. Or see you on a clean sheet. You be drilling in a egu. Now what shall I say for? Now for no crano, you the flat tax rate regimes eba to ensure predictability.
So between your chest, tax
and you have reports. You will do so there be a cost there be. It is a flat rate, you know. So a spare parts nowadays bad if the rate to her. And you say be brony where we second house goods nowadays bantalia in the rate to her. But what important I say, this is what Dr. Mahmoud is promising. As against a minimum social say also yes also yeah the reform beba. Now reforms the crown no. Eja ukai say me did this enyumre e-levy. A buy you know, e won come we buy. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say ono ye npa bia he believes in digitalization. He believes in financial inclusion. Yeah. It adibi about the see nipa ho kwan from being financially inclusive no. E was say yi na free ho. Okay. It osusu say beginning next year no. Na e-levy na mfaso no ana botanti de buy no ya achieve ni. It's already government no be den obeye free ho. I believe that to an extent you need to promise similar. Some be ye free ho. Okay. Betting tax. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say obey ye free ho. To an extent you need to promise similar. Now we also be review betting tax. And I think say men come anyone national security. Okay. This is an area bia in you say metima hold den call kese. Okay. O share the proposal na the year promise na Dr. Baumia son onye kunya be president a. Obefa nipa maako 20,000 aka security service no ho na san komo aye case bi yesese kwatere kwaka beka so obema ontoma ye den tie ni din edin a make sa ye ba akonya so foforo no ho wo hwe Ghana ha abakosem a ye ba akonya so foforo no wo fa ye security sector ni nyina from Ghana police, prisons, fire, immigration. Ghana police na ambulance cars ye adwuma sorry na ye 300 and something. Ghana police
if nationwide
340 something.
Wow.
President akufo-addo ato car mako sa 933,
almost 1,000
vehicles and President akufo-addo in the space of 7 years after amomo watomotos mako 4,202
Ghana police
service ebin see that in the history of this fourth republic. Helicopter Ghana police service no munya bi da 3 omenya na no mo personal omo staff level no na 33,000
na say abanto helicopters the ma police me dey emphasize oben na Osman
for protection.
Okay.
Protection. Me kan ko etire kra na ja eba police adan aban kra siama police for Ghana ha ebin see da kwa benya die any police depot die almost 1,000 something first say decent accommodation and a President akufo-addo siama omo. Beyond that, we personnel and Ghana police, and 33,000, and 46,000.
Wow.
Almost 40% increment. We have Ghana Fire Service, I buy no 7,000, and 15,000.
Wow.
With only one fire service training school in Ghana, Jamestown. And I mean, you can say, yes, Bako North East, yes, Bako Ahafu region. It's the 2 training schools at the count Bako
na so
many years, now 3. Ufa if I say prisons are no more 5,431 and only 11,472.
More than double.
Almost double.
Yes.
Ufa immigration no more 4,270 and only 13,646.
Wow.
And this is what we've done. It is a sebi yariko topen. That's about me kase oba for 20,000 more ka ho. Magana for nje.
Yes.
You bet my
onyaya obeye no ye ka kire ne awaye bida.
That is the point.
Good.
Now beyond that, also there be, and I say so them kroma enumra why ya won cry no any the regional city capitals no. Utimu say unam kroma camera bi bobo ho bebre. Cameras bobo krom, cameras bobo krom bebre. Dr. Bawumiasi say oba or the 50,000 more cameras about the car.
Okay.
Now the one we need to see there be omuba be restructure the recruitment system no. Now you busa say sa efo we ya within a space of 3 years. I'm going to IMF systems and buy. I'm going to find people about crowd.
Oh.
Also on about the restructure. Now open portal to ho. Now they be a fenipa no crave be any. Just saying kekese oka na Ghana for then. These are the policies of these 2 political organizations. Wonderful. Moving towards these elections.
Wonderful.
The best Ghana for any more in this fourth republic. Health for the crowd, the mintiming canning as a metia. Health for crowd.
Before Ube health, my main far of Afro-phobia Nubina or Munjani conversation. So, person fra 0240550899 0240550899 Bear 2 or 3 courses. We in Titia Mamena, Yanko Yenim. Fahd, Koso.
May Koso no offer health for home. Okay, mother boy, I born health. Or being see that.
Yeah, Mamifa of Refo.
No problem.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, but you didn't be your friend. Isaac. Shaibu, Pachoka se free.
Because free
Nima Pachoka Saman.
Pacho, Doctor Nina, and Moya to my papa. Who call a CMB police station for a Ejimo, a Demama police for
CMB, Accra, CMB.
CMB Accra.
Okay.
A them three solvability. CMB, Munko share, Nima, Road Maya. The Mubanima, you say Arabic and English. Malanza, yes, or
okay.
Two.
Okay.
Nyami enshira Dr. Bamani akufo-addo.
Nyami shira oso. Yo yeda sepa no so kire ne potemu ote nyema aban aye ede amano. Bacho koso.
But that's be offer health for ho. Ye ba foforo no.
Health no dey me say we be gina kakra. Ma me fa offer for to so mi. Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, bacho odi ni baby ofrefi.
5 bearers number. Can you give it to me?
Pacho, me fro later na waji wo echiro why or say open flag bearer number. Yeah, Pacho koso.
Mama again quick one or two issues.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Pacho odini be do afrefi.
Pacho mkasafi Axim.
Abelenkpe.
Axim,
Pacho odin.
Pacho, press on, the devil is a liar. Press on, the devil is a liar.
Oh, okay, odino ehun kakra Pacho koso me.
Press on, the devil is a liar.
Okay, press on, the devil is a liar. Odino no.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Pacho koso.
Na me pasa o NDC for the idea plan na mo mayen. NDC for idea plan na mo mayen.
24-hour economy.
Sufficient no. Anka sakwada ko a secondary school a ye better say na wo yewu. And onye security na nde abaifo ina omo makobi. Imi abaifo omo makobi. Sanse na na wo yewu na etwam. Mahama yi on na mu akokɔ po wo tumi akɔntu mu akokɔ apɔfam wo to obetumi akɔtu apɔfam a afi nipa ye de yɛte sa wo ye bɔ mpa se gbadam bo a na afasa opin ba womia ɔma na ɔma tia so nyame hira mo
nyame enhira wo bebre ye da se pass o ma o kasa no ho ate on the health
no quick one ye ba ye no
I'm for last ofrefo twato hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, boss. Udini baby Afrefi.
Me Frefinu.
Mpacho Udin.
Robert Mensa.
Ni Robert Mpacho Frefinu ngwa kasama me.
Hello.
Hello, Robert.
Robert Mensa.
Mpacho kasa Robert.
Mpacho ye sia ni yedi nkomo aba MPP. Omo say communication no I want to communication that will form the MPP for now more check nyama no. Communication will form the nyama bana ya no. The nyama na bana ya no. Ya na more mu MPP cha no mu support MPP no mu. The ama opposition to me kasa they are liar is not true blah 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 blah. But then you say you call you took on the car for to you in the mapa for the communication the man not one.
Good.
You all can only another team in Council moves or what other places you know. Now just almost each MPP for no move near Koso.
Good.
Yeah,
good. That's it. Papa, for chatto, a brother, I have been to Bono.
On health, you buy ye no home. Now, Reject project be a former president John Agyapong for Obekono, na deputy minister for finance, Professor George Bafo, because sign deal for Reject hospitals. Na ma akuma 9 ye buy 9 ni na 8 years no mutimi wie ye be wie mu 6 a nyumre me no kase wo hemi free time district bia no we need to pass and the time e wo district a under that project me no kase ye wo over 47 non agenda 11 hospitals a ye see na wie
47 no nka agenda 11 no ye
wie no
but say NDC for so say mo don't have any signature project.
I believe sir a platform you make kwenya na ya church ni mu as time goes on the pictorial evidence videos abetre ahwefo and we say bi enye say enum na kika na eka bie beyond enokra no so no ye wo another 17 non agenda 11 na yensie ni wie yen enti ye say wo enti wo de koka agenda 11 no hon kra na enso ya bebre na de medi twa to kra health ne se ye buy na Ghana ha Ghana kakraka we ye say any 30 something million your ambulance maku 37 per in 2017 the whole Ghana 37 some many
ansana na nado ne ba o me be
na na ba o me be na ambulance o Ghana a year effective
1 2 3 4 5 25 30 oh okay
government ambulances it's a no obi yari abose taxi na people na kana kopem and I mean say what 307 ambulances district be Uganda baby ambulance ba
enya adakato
oh chief say the kwa also oti de bia e twem ko ba ni Ghana for be na di ho adanse eti we ni aye ye ka se betimi ato aso a anything you ka Ghana for say enye resetting Ghana upgrading the edru no e wo se ye pejam eti be se Ghana for enkomo no ye benya mre ne ye ne bedi nkomo ne ya church ne memu na me di be wie ye no ye ni anu makose policy bi echi o se Women's Development Bank na policy no botaye nyina ne sese bi ye de be da ye maame no emma no na o moto ba ma ye denti amekasa o head Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia policy no propose ye na o se SME Development Bank
okay
na onim eni je sema wom Ghana ha anwumra me no kase ho uko registrar general's department say uko he ne nkrata mu businesses are register o ho 92% SMEs.
Okay.
Small medium enterprises.
Okay.
SMEs 92%.
Yeah.
And it's all person ubo ankran die any bojo die sebi ungo sie emma echi. So Women's Development Bank.
See the dada
yeah ba oba na manager, oba na driver, oba na security, oba na abeji loan. Utie we nyina in advanced economy ka what be that. Yeah the dada ma. Dr. Bawumia se there be. Ye form ye establish SME Development Bank. And before my cases no, early this year, President Nana Akufo-Addo launched 8.1 billion Ghana cedi fund for SMEs. Because he said one of the areas a bit more recover from post COVID-19 is say you be page SMEs mo. It's President Akufo-Addo on why na femu there. Dr. Bawumia said there be media me ba ma be banks our district levels bia. SME development banks. The ombe say ombe ma enye sika nko a ye ma technical advice ye ma financial advice na ye wi send sika no so den ata wechi na ye monitor wunwumadie no wuduma ne kɔ nim na so ye de o fa nipa ni bi ka ho because SME sector no kwatimi employ 70% of my mu e contribute to 80% of our GDP de hu be hia se ye ni be kɔ SME sector no ho ebi no makosie emaichi o se Women's Development Bank se ye hu se ma no do so my mu eti ye kan sema ema na be yo mo da no mo asore be di echi ye be se Ghana for ma mon kai he kra no mon kai ye ma me said nam tamaklo
yes
ye the Maslock sika ma ne so on famre mo
Maslock no ye den
ene se ja ye di dwa enketekete microfinances scan ketekete ye fam wo mo aye eni mpo no ma me wait me
twem on de ma se de ma no
di ma di dwa
ene de si ye
ne se bank bi wo adwura o ka se o ma ne bosia ma me si je bosia na fa ye adwuma na ye de twetia nsihu ma me wa fa krata bi anto ho bank ne frɛ ma me ne se ma me ei nsihu ne yesen o ka tere bank no so edoso dodo yentimi fa nya adwuma eti be sai 10 scan dia bro enka ne papa mu a o ma ne bank account no why den we tie scan atom ma me timi hwɛ bank na nim ka tere se o mo mfa sika no mo nyi free bank wo adwura emfa fa ka man krabontin so obehia mo ba chora total na mu dunu ara osemo o mu yi sika ne free car nim no de si ne car ne boots ne to no to mu puwa watu car ne ko with this scan nyina
CEO for Maslock ni ayageli no
ni amenu ka say yes onko dem 10
years no okay
it is a Ghana for ma mun kai hwe kra na mu detre na nka o se ka ye de mamu sa ma mi di mamu John Mahama mre no ma mi di sika no eni nti court onko dem mfie du
no
it is a way say mi be bie emma bank sabia ye nada eti be se Ghana for ye be se bebre yi ni mu se enada nkomo no do so abonten na mo be sere mo ntomobo na muntie nkomo no na mo de mani ehu munni ho adanse na aba ye kotui mesere Ghana fo nyina na masan sere MPP fo nyina anwumre ye kan ehu bom o Ghana ha we will rule this country for a longer period of time.
Thank you.
For the elections yakono maimu 2000 they me fan quick one. President Kufuor winning elections 2000 with over 800,000 votes. Yeah, lose 2008. How many votes they lose here? 49,000.
Yes.
You go real time. 2016, yeah, winning with over 1 million votes. It's yeah, nyuma na yeah no my Ghana for any so. Na momo no eduma kese na siya MPP for na so. Mama nyina yen kambom ne yempie. Yen ton eduma pa ban aye. Yen ton ba me nyuma pa no.
Mama yen nyina yempie na yen ton nyuma pa eye aban no aye se be ya afoforo bete na almost etumi edi ho adanse orofo ha na mrebe ma ye di dwumadie wo yesi me de papa se opebre na ohwe ene the seat show me guest Fahd Osman ye member edema the MPP National Communications Team. Fahd ye da se papa ye besan pebre na ye more of such discussions in the future. Na wa ohwe so oye obrempon kese oye odehye kese mo amofre so nyame enhyam bebre se mo kasa no eho ete edema empanifo ebo machi dom lawyer Charles Kwaku amu date na Robert Bafo Fin Kwesi Ninsin George Sarkodie Focus Justice Aful Emmanuel and after Kobe Scratch omoma mede dwumadie wi ebrem ne nyame adoma adwada ebe so ebesen ehia makram